Thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all energetic. Have a seat. Hey, everybody, welcome to Sports Talk, our Friday night edition here. Coming to you in Long Beach, California, the site of the Long Beach Grand Prix that's going to kick off this weekend, actually. Actually, it kicked off today. The festivities started today, believe it or not. Tomorrow, there's certain events. There's a concert going on right now as we speak in downtown Long Beach. So if you're in the area, come check out the Grand Prix. You can pay up to over $40 for a day, and then you can actually buy your seats for Sunday's main event, which is the Grand Prix. So that's a good thing. Again, we want to welcome everybody that's watching regional action. Lakers just ended, beat the Rockets 140-109. Clippers actually took care of business tonight. Dramatic seconds there. We'll talk about that. Plus, we'll talk the Dodgers are back home. They're back here in LA, and we'll talk about that. And the Angels are in Texas, as they set a weekend series with the Houston Astros. We'll talk about that. So again, we want to welcome everyone that's that tuned in, and we're gonna start things off with a little baseball here. That's right, the world champion Los Angeles Dodgers back home after a 6-game road trip that did not play well, taking on the Chicago Cubs, the team that they played overseas in the beginning of the season. You know the Dodgers play that. Shohei Ohtani back home. You see Yamamoto taking the mound for the Dodgers. Looks like Boyd taking the mound against for Chicago. We'll pick things up. It was a scoreless game until later on, but we're going to show you some highlights anyway. We'll start off with the top of the first with Yamamoto on the mound. Strikes out 2 batters. Happ and Tucker, they both strike out. Next batter up, Suzuki. Hits a pop-up to right field, and Hernandez makes the grab. Out number 3. Cubs retire. Go bottom of the first. Shohei Ohtani. First attempt at bat. Hit the ground out to first base. 2 batters later, as Betts walked, Hernandez comes in. Hits one out to center field, but caught by Crow Armstrong. Next batter up, Freeman. Remember him, the hero from the World Series? Strikes out. So it was a scoreless game until the bottom of the 6th. Hernandez, second at bat with 1 out, hits a single to left field. But then the next batter, Freeman, he gets hit by a pitch. So that has 2 guys coming up. But then here is the man of the hour, Edman, on a 1-0 count. Hits one up to deep left field. That one is gone. A 3-run home run. And the Dodgers take a 3-0 lead. Now top of the 7. Yates is pitching for the Cubs. Yates is pitching for the Dodgers. And look at that. He struck out the first 2 batters up. Then Swanson, the next batter up, hits one out to right field, caught by Hernandez. They go down in the order. Now we go to the top of the 9th. Now Tucker hits a line out to right field, and Hernandez makes the catch. And the game is sealed. The Dodgers win their first game back. They win it 3-0 and improve to 11-4 on the season. Meanwhile, the Cubs dropped to 9-7. For the Dodgers, Shohei Ohtani, a hitless game. He went 0 for 4 for the first time this season. You see the other batters, a pitching duel here in Dodger Stadium tonight, as most of these players had maybe one or two hits. Rojas was 2 for 3, and then you see Edman went 1 for 4, but hit the home run that mattered the most. Yamamoto, 6 innings, only gave up 2 hits, 1 walk, and 9 strikeouts. How about that for the defending champion Los Angeles Dodgers? Game 2 of this series is set for tomorrow. It'll be here at Dodger Stadium. Game will begin at 6:30. As my cue card says right here, tomorrow's game will be at 6:10. It'll be here on Dodger Stadium. And then Sunday's finale is 4:10 p.m. So this will be looks like this will be a primetime game. First primetime game at Dodger Stadium since the World Series. Congratulations to the boys in blue. Meanwhile, the Angels, after taking 2 of 3 from Tampa, head to Houston to take on their arch rival, the Houston Astros, a team that's dominated this American League for so long. We'll go down to the top of the first. 2 outs. Mike Trout, first attempt at bat, strikes out. Not a good start for 27. This game was scoreless, and we'll pick it up in the bottom of the second with Diaz at first base. Mayers hits a sacrifice fly over to Trout. Trout tries to go home, but Pena beats him, and the Astros take a 1-0 lead on the Angels. Top of the fourth, Mike Trout up to bat on a 1-1 count, and there it goes to deep left field. That has enough distance, and that is gone. Mike Trout with a home run ties the game at 1. Now, top of the fifth, with Paris already have a hit, Adele is at the bat, hits a single to left field. That's going to drive in the run, and the Angels take a 2-1 lead, and that's all they can do for the 5th inning now. Bottom of the 5th, Angels run into trouble. Angels at pitching. Altuve hits a infield single to third. Next batter up, Mercedes walks. Meanwhile, the next batter up is Alvarez, who has already had a plate appearance. Hits a single to center field. Trout picks it up, but Mercedes goes to third. Altuve scored, and the game's tied at 2. Next batter up, Mr. Walker. And he singles one to left field. Brings in Alvarez, and now the Astros take a 3-2 lead. This is where things start getting dicey here. Later on, the Angels call another pitcher, McDaniels, with Diaz at the helm. Diaz on a 1-1 count hits a home run, a grand slam. Now the Astros take a 2-7 lead. Things start getting worse for the Angels. We go to the bottom of the 6th with runners in scoring position. Alvarez with a base hit brings in a run, 8-2. A few batters later, Smith hits a single to center field. Mike Trout tries to throw it home, but not in time. A run scores. It's 11-2, and the Angels just go on to get blown out in Houston, 14-3. Angels dropped the first of this 3-game series. They have now dropped to 8-5 on the year. The Astros dropped down to 6-7. Mentioned Mike Trout with the home run. Haven't seen that in a while, but it's good to see that the number 27 still has his strength, and he's able to hit another one out the park. Game 2 of this series is tomorrow afternoon. Angels will be in Texas for the next few days before coming back on Easter weekend to take on the San Francisco Giants. You can see that tickets are still available at the box office. And I want to welcome my partner Jesus, who's just joined us here on the show. Jesus, good to see you. How you doing, partner? Happy Friday night.
Yeah, happy Friday, partner. How we doing today?
Taking care of business. But now that we talked about baseball, we got that out of the way. Let's go ahead and talk about the serious business here. We're going to start things off with not the Lakers, but the Clippers. Clippers, one of six teams that are vying for a playoff spot. They're in Sacramento tonight, partner. They're taking on the Sacramento Kings and in their pivotal final stretch for the playoffs. Now remember, the Clippers have not clinched yet. They're still in the hunt, and they could also drop to the play-in tournament, which will probably be bad news. Correct?
Yes, definitely, because Nuggets won as well today, so a lot of still factors in until Sunday night.
Let's check out some key points of this game. Let's go to Sacramento, partner. Clippers taking on the Kings again. Pivotal playoff matchup here. We're gonna pick things up in the first quarter. Kagan Murray, a three-pointer from 24 feet out, hits it. They take a 5-point lead. Next, a few seconds later, by the Clippers, Norman Powell, Eagles for three. Actually, I'm sorry, I had that wrong. It went 29-24. We go to the second quarter. We see, uh, we see Norman Powell makes his free throws. Later on in that second quarter, minute 13 left in that game, Powell gets fouled. He makes his two free throws. Clippers are down 49-47. Just a couple seconds left before the half, partner Kwame Leonard takes a step back, shoots a three from 29 feet out. Good. And how about this, partner? The Clippers go up 50-49 at the half. How about that?
Yeah, big three by Kawhi, and Kawhi's looking healthy on that court, which is important for the Clippers.
Third quarter now. The Clippers are up 54-49 thanks to Norman Powell making a diving layup. Give the assist to James Harden. James Harden played a role in this game tonight, partner.
Yeah, James Harden had to step it up. Everybody was key to stepping up tonight.
A couple minutes later, James Harden tries to make his name introduced to the Kings, and check this out, a running layup, and the Clippers go up 56-49. But just seconds later, this guy, partner, Domantas Sabonis makes the 17 feet out jump shot, and they bring the Kings within five. But the Clippers, as their back partner, Ivica Zubac, the ex-Laker, look at this tip layup he made. That puts the Clippers up by 7. And how about the Clippers? We figured that they were going to extend their lead with these back and forth points. They're scoring when they needed the most.
That was pretty much back and forth the whole night, pretty much the whole game.
Yeah, minutes later, DeMar DeRozan makes a diving layup, and that's a great layup. And Sabonis with the assist. It's a 5-point game. Minutes later, the Clippers. I keep saying Lakers. I'm so used to the Lakers. Minutes later, the Clippers are up 62-58. James Harden again, a driving floating jump shot 10 feet out, puts the Clippers up 64-58. Then minutes later, how about James Harden? Did I mention that he's good? A running layup, and the Clippers go up 68-62 inside of 4 minutes in that third quarter. Minutes later, James Harden again. He's on fire, partner. A three from 26 feet out. He hits a three, and they go up by 7. How about momentum shift here for James Harden in this last half of the season?
Yeah, big momentum shift, especially when Kawhi, Norman Powell, and the whole starting lineup is up there.
And the Clippers went up by 7, but again, the Kings, they stay in distance. It's 73-68. Keegan Murray makes a layup, brings the lead down within 5. And just before the end of the quarter, Jonas Valanciunas, a diving layup, 75-70. This is going to be an interesting finish, partner, as we go to the fourth quarter, right?
Yeah, most definitely. He's going to go down to the wire.
Fourth quarter, Devin Carter hits a 3 from 32 feet out, and that brings the lead to 3. But next possession, Kwame Leonard answers back, 13 feet jump shot, 80 to 75. But then DeMar Rosen, partner, they're playing chess. Answers back, 80 to 77. But did I mention Harden? I think I did. James Harden, a diving layup, puts the Clippers up by 5. But just seconds later, Domantas Sabonis, the cutting layup, and you give the assist to DeMar DeRozan. It's a 3-point lead. Midway to the fourth, it's now 85-80. James Harden goes up for a shot, but he's fouled, makes 2 free throws. Very important because now the Clippers are up by 7. Next Clippers possession, Derrick Jones Jr., the running dunk. Dunks it with authority, partner, doesn't he?
Yes, and that's when the Clippers were the largest lead of the game at that point.
89 to
80.
80. Actually, it was 89 to 80. But then midway through the fourth, DeMar DeRozan, the tip layup, gets it in 89-82. But next possession, Derrick Jones Jr. Check out this alley-oop dunk, courtesy of James Harden. It's now 91-82. But here come the Kings. Zach LaVine, 3-pointer, partner. Down now within 6. Getting very interesting, isn't it?
Yes, UCLA product, Zach LaVine.
Then next possession for the Clippers, Ibaka Zubac makes a floating jump shot from 11 feet out. It's now 93-85. Just under 5 minutes to go. Keegan Murray with a rebound. DeMar Rosen tries to go for the shot, but he's fouled by Leonard. He makes one of 2 free throws. It's a 7-point lead. After exchanging free throws, the Kings are now down 7 still. Zach LaVine, a jump shot from 19 feet out, still brings the Kings within 7. I tell you, the Kings refuse to give away. I give them credit. But
Yeah,
moments later,
especially in their home crowd, they're called like being big home base.
Derrick Jones Jr., the jump shot, brings them within 9. After a timeout, LaVine hits a big 3 and it's down within 6. After a missed 3-pointer, the Kings get it back, partner, with 1:24 left. LaVine again, the 3-pointer, good. The crowd on their feet. It's now a 3-point game. It's now 100-96. And DeRozan, again, a fadeaway 9 feet out. It's now a 100-98. I tell you, the last minute of this game was so interesting.
Yeah, seemed like a super, and it's an important game for both teams as well.
And under 10 seconds to go, Kwame Leonard. Actually, Zubac tries to seal it. No, he misses it. Rebound picked up by Kwame Leonard. He got the offensive rebound, partner, which sealed it. A foul taken by Murray. Kwame Leonard makes one of 2 free throws. It's now a 3-point game. But Keegan Murray gets the rebound again. Zach LaVine tries to make the shot, but he's fouled. Makes one of the 2 free throws. It's just a 1-point game, partner. What could happen? Now the Kings have a position to win this game, and technically, Rolly, dang the Clippers. DeRozan, a 3-pointer for the win.
Misses.
No, the King gets the rebound, but can't get the shot off, partner. And the Clippers, the LA Clippers, steal one from the hometown Kings, and they win it tonight, 101-100. And how about the Los Angeles Clippers, partner, Kwame Leonard, 28 points in 42 minutes. Zubac got 17 and 36. Powell 16 and 36 minutes. A lot of these players played over 40 minutes. James Harden, the veteran, 43 minutes. They played long because they knew this game was important.
Yes, so the Clippers did survive, and this is their 7th straight win. You can't forget about James Harden. He got a triple double as well. So this LA team is controlling its own destiny for a playoff spot, entering Game 82 on Sunday, which will be at Golden State Warriors.
Clippers are not playing at home. Their home game was the last time was against Houston. That was on Thursday. or actually that was on Wednesday. So they'll finish on the road and they'll be in Golden State on Sunday. Question is, what will Golden State do?
Yeah, it's gonna Golden State are still on the hunt, so it's gonna be another close game because it's gonna be tough. I think both teams are gonna play their full starters.
Yeah, but I tell you what, partner, those final 3 minutes was very, very insane.
Yeah, I was watching it. It was super stressful to watch.
But a devastating loss for the Kings, though.
Yeah, well, the Kings had it to win this game and another game to get that play-in home advantage. But after falling today, seems like they're gonna be playing away in that play-in turn. I mean, play-in game.
But how about this, partner? With this loss, Dallas can actually get a home playoff game in the first playing game.
Yeah, I believe they did after today's Kings loss because Kings can't get that home advantage no more.
And you mentioned the Clippers, 7 wins in a row.
They're looking good. I love it. But look at that. The Western Conference standings is still it's up to that fourth, fifth, sixth spot pretty much down to the wire on Sunday.
Yeah, after the game, Doug Christie had some opinions about the game. Let's listen in.
We got one more go at it versus Phoenix, and make no mistake, you got to come with this same type of effort. This is a hard league, and that if it was easy, that's what I told them before the game. If it was easy, everybody would do it. But that's why everybody don't do it. So, yeah. 2 questions.
Doug Christie's been part of this before, partner. You remember the 0-2 series with the Lakers? They went 7 games, and that was a hard-fought 7 games with those two teams.
Yeah, most definitely remember him for sure. Tough one.
But a devastating loss though for the Sacramento Kings as they go down in defeat tonight against the LA Clippers.
Congrats to well, both teams will be playing in the playoffs no matter what, so gotta give them props. But Sunday will be another key game to play.
Yeah, we'll give you an update on the playoff proceedings momentarily here on Sports Talk. But partner, let's talk about the other team, the Lakers.
The Lake Show.
So the Lakers, after their big win in Dallas last night, I believe, was it last night? Was it Wednesday night?
Yeah.
I've had a long day, so guys, help me out in the production staff. Was it last night or was it Wednesday?
It was Wednesday.
I hope they all be getting some sleep tonight after that. You guys are having too much fun with that. So how about it, partner? Ready to discuss some Lakers?
We get the Lake Show going.
All right, here we go. Downtown LA on this Friday night. Lakers looking to secure that third seeding, and I believe with the win tonight, they could clinch it. Correct?
Yes, correct. They could clinch that third seed for sure after tonight.
Well, let's check out some moments here. Lakers at home against the Houston Rockets, who are not playing most of their starters. They have the second seed clinch, so they'll wait the runner-up of the play-in tournament. First quarter, Reed Shepard for the Rockets hits a three. Rockets go up 3-0, but LeBron James answers back with an assist from Luka Doncic to James, and the dunk. That got the crowd on their feet, 3-2. Minutes later, LeBron James misses a three. Rebound taken by Jalen Green, and then he goes up for a three and makes it. And Houston jumps out to a 13-7 lead, partner. How about that? Rockets off to a good start despite not playing for much anymore.
Yeah, strong start, even though they're playing with their whole bench, just one starter.
How about Austin Reeves, though? Check this out. 3-pointer out of an assist from Rui Hachimura, and they bring the Lakers within one.
Got a comeback going.
Later on, first quarter, the Lakers are down two. Luka Doncic. Have we seen how great he is, partner? Check out this three from downtown, 28 feet out.
Yeah, he's been in a terrific.
Yeah, he brings the Lakers within two, and his scoring has improved a lot. He had 45 points in the win over Dallas.
Yeah, especially after that amazing 3-game road trip, he's been pretty much playing great.
Austin Reeves again, trying to make his presence known, makes a jump shot from 7 feet out, brings the Lakers within two. Moments later, the Lakers now up by 4, and Luka Doncic with a layup. Lakers go up 28-24. Let's go to the second quarter. How about the Lakers, though, going up to that good start?
Yeah, they needed to, especially back at home.
And second quarter, the Lakers just starts running away with it. Austin Reeves misses a 3-pointer. But look at this. Aaron Holiday makes it, brings the Rockets within 10. This is where the Lakers start going on their runs. Meanwhile, later on, second quarter, LeBron James tries to go inside, passes it back to Reeves. Reeves passes to James, and James dunks it with authority. Minutes later, the Lakers getting the steal from Shepard. LeBron tosses it to Vanderbilt, and Jared Vanderbilt, partner, dunks it with authority.
Vanderbilt.
He knows what to do on that case.
Yeah, it was a high-scoring second quarter for sure for the Lakers.
Yeah, it's now 65-49. Luka Doncic makes a layup. The Lakers are now up by 20. Houston's able to bring it down to within 17, but it's too much Lakers. Luka Doncic, a jump shot from 10 feet, now puts the lead up to 20. Lakers led by much as 22 at the half, partner. Third quarter, Lakers hit the 100 mark very fast. 28.6 seconds left. Luka Doncic, jump shot. They go up by 20 again. And the Lakers, partner, the Los Angeles Lakers take care of business 140-109. You normally see teams score 140 points against the Lakers, but rarely you see them score 140. It's the first time the Lakers scored over 140 points since that overtime win a month ago against the New York Knicks.
Yeah, it's not surprising. Lakers had to go out there and show what they had to do, especially with this big important victory, where pretty much firm them in that third spot. And it was a sure-handed Houston Rockets, but gotta give the Lakers props no matter what. Professional.
Here's some good news, though, partner. The
What is it?
Lakers now, with the win, have clinched the third seed. So now they're locked in. But we do have a little bit of a sad news, though. LeBron James was injured earlier in the game. And after the game, Coach J.J. Redick addressed the media. And it looks like they were asked about the injury. So let's take a look, listen to Coach Redick.
In the next 9 days, the $17,000 damage to the carpet can get fixed. So it was about 8 ice buckets that was put on Mesa. But I think it was just for our group, different versions of this team. For the guys that have been here all along, they went through every single peak and valley. I think even this third iteration of this team has gone through a bunch of peaks and valleys. Just incredibly proud of our team. It's an accomplishment to win 50 games in the regular season in any year. I think particularly this year in this Western Conference conference it is, and it's a credit to our players. Each one at different points in time has contributed to winning. They've all participated in a winning culture, and our coaching staff, our performance staff, everybody down the line. So it's a great group to be a part of. We want to go win one more game, and we'll figure out Sunday who we play in the first round. The way that kind of Luka played on the trip and then coming into today and the rhythm that he's in going to the playoffs and just how significant do you think all of that is considering the rest of your team and kind of how it's coalescing? Yeah, but I think it's great for Luka. All three of those guys, Bron, AR, and Luka, this last week and a half have really found a nice rhythm, not just individually, but within what we're trying to do and playing together and using each other to create advantages. And we started working yesterday. We spent about 45 minutes this morning starting to just map out. We obviously don't know when we're going to play, but starting to map out next week, and it's going to be important over the next 8-9 days to stay in that rhythm, and we have to be smart about it. But there's still got to be some work next week. We want to prioritize rest and recovery, of course, but we got to also stay in that rhythm. Speaking of recovery, LeBron checked out halfway through the third quarter, didn't return. We saw a wrap on his left side. Can you tell us anything about how he's feeling? He's fine. He's fine. Yeah, he's fine. But Eagles fan. Yeah. I don't know. Okay, cool. Yeah, I only root for winners.
Well, you heard from JJ Redick. LeBron's fine, shouldn't worry about. But again, Sunday they still have one game left. I don't know if it's something that they'll want to play their starters or they'll play their bench players, but we'll see what Coach Redick does. Will you think this is a good idea to play LeBron or rest him up for the playoffs?
No, there's no point of him playing next game, or any starter to play next game. They're pretty much already in. Next game is just a rest game for them and for the bench to show up and show in, and those rookies who didn't have a chance to play this season. And the Lakers actually win 50 games, and this is their first time since that 2019-2020 season. So it's been about 5 years since Lakers haven't won 50 years, and they finally accomplished it tonight.
Now let's go back in history. You did mention the 50 wins. Last time they had 50 wins, they won the title. This year they have 50 wins. Would they need to get 51 to assure that they can win the title?
No, the wins don't matter at this point, and that year was a different type of season. It wasn't a normal season like this. So this year could be the same or maybe different.
And let's give you an update right now on the Western Conference because it's a very, very crazy Western Conference standings right now. With the Lakers win, they have clinched the third seed. They cannot go lower or more. They do hold the tiebreakers over the Nuggets and the Clippers, who they beat 3 or 4 this year. Both teams have one game left to play. Now, assuming the last matchups, the Lakers can still play any of these teams. They can play either Minnesota, Golden State, or Denver, depending on the regular season finale on Sunday. They could play Minnesota if Denver and the Clippers win. A Golden State loss and a Minnesota win, the Wolves will go up to 6. So how about that? And then also for Minnesota, what happens? Let's see. We have a scenario here. They could play Minnesota if Denver and the Clippers win, or they'll play Golden State if Minnesota and Golden State and Denver win.
Yep.
Or it could be still Golden State if Minnesota, Golden State, and Houston win because Houston will play Denver.
Yes.
So it's either
Pretty
gonna
much,
be
it's a three-way tie between Minnesota, Golden State, and Denver, in which they're all going to play their starters on Sunday. And if they all three win, pretty much it's going to be a Golden State. It's
and don't
kind of
forget the
confusing.
Clippers is still a possibility of that as
No,
well.
The Clippers one, I think is out of it.
And have they clinched a playoff spot, I believe, or not yet?
Uh, well, they're still fighting. They're still tied with Denver Nuggets in that 4th, 5th spot.
So the top three are pretty much locked in. Is now is
Yeah,
the
4, 5,
last
6.
6.
Yeah, 4, 5,
And
6.
then right now, partner, Dallas and Sacramento are tied, but Sacramento owns the tiebreak over Dallas. But Dallas could still host a playoff game or host the first game in the tournament if they win and Sacramento loses.
No, Dallas already has the home advantage for that one.
Somebody gave me the wrong cue card. I'm gonna have to talk to them.
Fire him. Just kidding. Give him a warning.
Oh, you hired him, so I mean, I'll let you deal with him.
But yeah, it's a close one in the West, while the East is already pretty much set. That's
So yes, that's true. The top three are seed right now. 4 and 5 are tied. 6 and 7 are tied. 8 is one game out, and then you have 9 and 10, which are locked in the play-in tournament.
yes, correct.
So here's a funny scenario: if the playoffs were to start, let's say the season ended tonight, and I think you and I were talking about this before we went on the air earlier tonight when we were watching the game. Actually, no, that wasn't it. I'm sorry. So let's go to the Eastern Conference. That one's more pretty much set, partner. So the matchups are followed. So the Cavs and Celtics are the top two. Cleveland gets a bye. Celtics will play I believe, the runner-up of the play-in tournament,
Yeah,
and then the Cavs will play the winner of the play-in tournament. So
yeah,
they'll
for
both,
number 1 and 2.
yeah, they'll both sit out round one, and then you have the Knicks at 3. They'll play the Pistons, the 6th seed.
I'm looking
Then you
forward to
have,
that one.
yeah, me too. And then you have the Pacers taking on the Bucks, 4 and 5,
I
and
think
then
Pacers win that series, partner.
that's true. And then we have the play-in tournament set. It'll be the Magic, Hawks, Bulls, and Heat. Those 4 teams are going to battle it out to make it to the next round. And the Western Conference, partner, let's just have a to be continue there
Yeah,
because we still don't know what's going to happen. I tell you, this is the craziest last game of the regular season I've ever seen.
for sure. A full season of 82 games, down to the last one.
But it just shows that the Western is really, really competitive.
Yeah, super stacked. And there's been talks about fixing the standings, having both West and East teams in one, and just having the top 16 teams with the best record, which I think would be great. But if that happens, we're gonna see like 80% of the West. That's why many people do not agree with that.
Yeah, we also we'll check it with the teams that are tied right now. The Nuggets at the 4th seed. They took on Memphis earlier tonight. Denver won that game 117 to 109. So right now the Nuggets hold that 4th spot for now. And I tell you, it's very surprising that they're able to play despite the distractions of their coach being fired this week.
Yeah, it seems like they didn't lose no beat, and they've been playing good after
We
that
mentioned we
surprising
mentioned
firing.
we mentioned the Clippers. They beat the Kings earlier tonight by 1. They're in that 5th seed, and then meanwhile the team behind them, the Golden State Warriors, they took care of business tonight. They took out Portland 103-86. Those two teams, Clippers and Warriors, are going to get it on Sunday, so that might be the game of the day that everyone's going to be watching in that Western Conference. Meanwhile, the Minnesota Timberwolves, the 7th seed, they took care of business tonight. They beat the Nets 117-91, so they are in that one of those playing tournament teams
Yeah,
that can actually move up, um, depending on how Golden State and the Clippers finish. Meanwhile, the team that's surprisingly in it, partner, the Dallas Mavericks. Earlier tonight, they took care of business. They beat the Raptors 124-102.
Yeah, and Anthony Davis almost had a quadruple stat of more than 10 points, 10 rebounds, 10 blocks, and 10 steals.
Yeah, they turned on, and again, this is a stat situation because this was the case of, what could have been had all the starters been healthy.
Yes, most definitely.
So Dallas has one more game. They'll take on Memphis on Sunday, which would be a playoff implication for the Memphis Grizzlies. So we'll see how that goes. But partner, very interesting final 2 days of the season.
Yes, and it's going to get even wilder on Sunday on the last final spots.
And you posted this in the show's blog. The major difference for the Lakers this year was securing this playoff seat early. Allowing for at least a week for these players to begin their best recovery in the thick of this play-in battle. Because the last 2 years they had to make it through the play-in tournament, and they got exhausted the deeper they went. And yeah, you're right. This is very, very important, especially for LeBron James, who's could be his final run here with the Lakers. Who knows?
Yeah,
Assuming they win the title, I mean, will this be it for him?
I believe, yeah, because it's always best leaving yourself on a good note, especially with a ring. That would be
Well,
perfect.
let me give you some names: John Elway, Jerome Bettis, Peyton Manning, Andrew Whitford of the Rams. A lot of these guys went out on top, winning a championship. They rode off to the sunset. Will it be more appropriate if LeBron rides off in the sunset, knowing that he won't have the Michael Jordan status that everyone figured he would? 6 rings.
Yeah, who would have thought? Maybe he can, maybe he could do it.
If he wins this year, he'll tie Kobe Bryant for 5 rings.
Wow, who would have
And then
thought?
you wonder, all those other years where he's in the playoffs and he just couldn't get past certain teams. Because look, in the beginning he tried to do it on his own. He couldn't get past the Spurs. He struggled against the Pistons. He couldn't get past the Heat. He got past everyone else when he was with the Heat. But when he came out to Cleveland, it was the same thing. So this guy made a lot of finals appearances. This guy could have up to 10 rings if my hands were counting.
Yeah, you're right. But it's surprising. It's still unbelievable. But many people are gonna start missing LeBron when he's out of the league because of what he's been doing at the age. Rising.
Yeah, that is very true. But it was but it's still, again, you still wonder um what would have happened.
It's always a cause of what could have, should have, but never get to know.
Indeed, it is, partner. Just a friendly reminder: this is Grand Prix week. Um, the streets of Long Beach are going to be very busy this week, so make sure you go out and you check out yourself some Grand Prix action. It's a blast. You'll love it. But
Yeah, a big weekend for Long Beach as they have the Grand Prix right here in downtown. Annually thing they had for years.
yeah, and they actually signed to extend the Grand Prix for at least another 5 years. So
Oh, that's
uh,
awesome.
yeah, at least we know that 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 they'll stick around for quite a while.
It's always good for the city.
And then before we go, let's just talk real quick the UFL. There was one game on docket tonight that was out in Birmingham against the Birmingham Stallions and the Arlington Renegades. Arlington was trying to go 3-0, but they fell to the Birmingham Stallions. Final score 10-9. For Birmingham, Matt Corral, 256 yards, touchdown, interception. On the other side for the Renegades, Luis Perez, 204 passing yards, no touchdowns. Receiving, Kate Johnson, 3 receptions, 63 yards, touchdown. For Arlington, Sal Canella, 6 catches, 52 yards. There is another game tomorrow, which you can see on Fox. I believe it's on Fox. It's the Houston Roughnecks and the Memphis Showboats. And then Sunday, there'll be a doubleheader. It'll be the San Antonio Brahmas against the Michigan Panthers. And then the afternoon game is the DC Defenders in St. Louis taking on the favored Battlehawks. Some NFL news. The Cleveland Browns have signed their former quarterback, Joe Flacco. As you know, partner, a couple of years ago, Flacco came in, led the Browns to an 11-5 record and a playoff appearance, but lost in the first round to the Houston Texans. So he's in the backup role, but could play depending on if he can beat out the roster, which right now Deshaun Watson is the starter, but he's suffering from a ACL injury that he sustained last year. He re-aggravated that injury during a rehab, so his status is uncertain for the season. Also, he's still facing lawsuits for some inappropriate conduct, which even the general manager of the Browns even came out and said that maybe signing this guy to big money was a mistake.
Yeah, I don't think he comes back as a quarterback. But
I
we'll
think,
see
yeah,
what
I
time
think, I
goes.
think the last time we seen him in Cleveland.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you.
Meanwhile, the Saints, they have a quarterback problem. Derek Carr, their starter, may not be ready for the season opener. He's got a shoulder injury.
Who?
Derek Carr from the Saints quarterback.
Oh, okay. I think there's plenty of time for him to recover and come back. Just still, the season just finished.
Saints haven't made the playoffs since Drew Brees in 2020. They're looking to make a playoff run after 5 years. We'll see how that goes. And again, the NFL draft is coming up soon. Don't forget.
Yeah, can't wait for that.
Yeah, in Green Bay, like I can't believe it.
Yeah, Green Bay. It's gonna be a crazy one. First time in Green Bay, or
Yeah, I mean I think now they're in the past they used to have this in one area. Now I guess they're taking it on the road now. So it's very interesting what they'll take it next.
yeah, for sure. Be surprised what they do next.
Well, as we wrap up the program here, partner, what are your thoughts on tonight's events?
Gotta give congrats to the Lakers. They did something they haven't done in years, which is good for the Laker fan base and the city of LA. Gotta give props. Seemed like the Lakers could ended up breaking after all, and hopefully it can. They're gonna get the rest. The other LA team, Clippers, seems like they're about to join them on Sunday when they play the Warriors. But other than that, can't forget about the Dodgers and Angels. They're still early in the season, and everything that's going around in sports. And another great episode. Shout out to Sports Talk with Ed. And let's get it.
Yeah, we want to thank everyone for helping us reach 1,100 total views. Got some things coming up, so we can't wait. Well, we're also going to encourage you to tune in this weekend. We're going to give you the latest um, updates, and Sunday we'll have a special. The playoff matchups should be ready.
Yeah,
We
Sunday we
heard
confirmed the official 100% of East and Western, which is East
Yeah,
already
we know.
confirmed.
Well, we know that we know the East is pretty much set. I mean,
Set.
I don't see them changing seeds, but the West, that's a different story.
I agree. Let's see how it sets up, and we'll see when the playoffs start and when the schedule comes out for it, starting on Sunday.
Well, again, we want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. Thanks to my partner for joining us in the show. I know it was a little late, but better late than never. And partner, before we go ahead and wrap it up with the famous lines we say here all the time.
It's me and Sports Talk with it. Another day, another podcast.
That's right, my amigo. All right, partner, you have a good one, and thanks for joining us. And again, all of you, thanks for joining us here on this Friday night. Enjoy your weekend. Again, come out to Long Beach, check out the Grand Prix. If you can't make the Grand Prix, it'll be on TV. Check your local listings. Again, thank you guys for joining us tonight. You guys have a good night and happy Friday.